sa nakikita ko, I'm very sorry, Secretary Frasco, parang lumilitaw na ikaw ay nagiging vlogger na it will not sell pag doon sa mga marketing materials natin, puro mukha mong nakalagay doon. It shouldn't happen kasi another thing one thing na na-notice ko, halimbawa, meron tong sa Japan ba ito, na magazine. I think it's a free magazine. Pagkakataon na sana natin na para sumikat tayo sa Japan, yung tourism industry natin, sa halip, ang nakalagay dito, ikaw, and then yung mga groundbreaking, pinapakita natin sa halip na dapat ipapakita natin yung underground river, eight wonders of the world, ata yun, Tabon Cave, etc. Ang pinakita doon, kayo po, at saka yung mga groundbreaking ceremony, which will not sell. If we want to sell something, pakita po natin yung mga tanawin o yung mga reasons why tourists will visit the country. Kasama na po dyan yung mga lugar na pwede pupuntahan, food, wellness, di ba, adventure. Those are the things that people would like to see, the tourists. And pumunta po ako sa website natin, wala ako masyadong nakikita ng mga lugar na kaakit-akit na para maingganyo yung mga tourist na pumunta. Nakikita ko puro mga festivals. I don't know kung iba yung napupuntahan ko website. Maganda po yung festivals, pero kung kailangan natin talagang ma-invite yung mga tourists to come to our country, ano ba yung reason ba't nagtutur yung mga tao? Hindi naman po sa puro festival ang pinupunta ng mga turista rito. Of course, maganda yung festival. Pupunta sila dito for adventure, wellness, food, culture, and things like that. So yun po dapat ang binibenta natin. Huwag po natin ibinibenta yung maling mga bagay na hindi naman in-expect ng tourists when they arrive in our country. And lastly, dapat yung pagdating pa lamang sa airport, we have to identify who are the tourists, if possible, na vlogger. Kasi malaking dagok to sa atin na pag meron isang vlogger pumunta rito tapos siniraan tayo, magkakaroon ng domino effect yun sa bansa na kung saan sila, not only itong bansa kung saan sila, kundi yung mga followers nila. Tulad nitong American na vlogger, meron pa isa, siniraan tayo, at least itong American, medyo pino pa siya, kaya lang nakakasira. So, dapat po, DOT, makipag-tie up po tayo sa mga local vloggers. Marami naman tayong mga local vloggers dito Makipag-tie up po tayo sa mga foreign vloggers. I'm sure makakatulong in one way or the other. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Probably we can continue.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Secretary Frasco.
may I be given an opportunity to...
Yes, please.
Yes. Well, first of all, Mr. Chair, I'm very grateful to Senator Tulfo for bringing up the necessary interventions as far as safety and security is concerned, as this is indeed one of the most important sources of travel confidence coming into the country. And therefore, we are in full agreement that there is a need to ensure that the whole of government is working as far as tourist safety. On the side of the Department of Tourism, to the extent that our mandate allows, our Office of Human Capital Development has trained over 8,000 tourist police that are designated in various destinations in the country in partnership with the Department of Interior and the PNP. In addition to this, in conjunction with our work with the Korean Embassy as well as the Korean Cultural Center, we have also begun trainings on Korean-speaking tourist police. Third, with the establishment of the Tourist Assistance Call Center, first in the Philippines, we have also already trained and deployed Korean-speaking call center agents. The call center is 151 Tour or 8687, and it has already received over 23,000 calls. But then again, all of these efforts are for naught with a single or repeated instance of harm put upon our tourists by lawless elements. This is why we continue with our advocacy that tourist safety should be a top priority. So prevailing has been this advocacy on the part of the Department of Tourism that we have actually proposed the convening of a national tourism task force on tourist safety. My understanding is that this is now with the DILG for review, and the composition of this task force will be various law enforcement agencies in partnership with our local government units. We await the convening of this national task force, even as we continue to work with various embassies all over the world. Pertaining to international tourist arrivals, we would just like to put on record that data presented by the Bureau of Immigration together with e-travel shows that in 2025, a total number of 6.48 million international arrivals came upon the Philippines. This is a composite of foreign citizens as well as overseas Filipinos. If you compare the data from 2025 to 2024, using the same metrics of Bureau of Immigration and e-travel, there's actually a 0.76 growth rather than a decline. That being said, we recognize the challenges of the South Korean market. The decline in their outbound travel is not limited to the Philippines, but is seen all over the Southeast Asian region. With that, we have worked very closely with the Korean Embassy, our Korean communities, as well as our tourism attachés and the Tourism Promotions Board, precisely to ramp up efforts on promotions specific to the South Korean market. We have also sought to diversify our markets, veering away from a very high dependency on particular markets alone. With that, we have opened up the Indian market. Our president has shifted the policy from requiring visas to having visa-free travel from India to the Philippines. And this in conjunction with the inaugural flights from Delhi to Manila, which began on October 1 at 3 times daily and which was increased to 5 times daily in December, we have immediately seen a 21% growth from the Indian market. In addition to this, challenges in recovering the Chinese market have also been devastating as far as tourism is concerned in the Philippines. Since 2023, the Department of Tourism has advocated for the institution of an electronic travel system for China, knowing how our competitors have liberalized their visa policies coming from China. The Department of Foreign Affairs instituted the e-travel only to suspend the same a few months later. We did not stop with our advocacy for liberalized visa policies, and we are pleased that very recently, visa-free travel from China has been announced. We do not anticipate an immediate surge in Chinese arrivals, but we do anticipate that since demand from China, according to our Beijing and Shanghai offices, has never waned, that there will be a gradual increase, especially in light of the forthcoming Chinese New Year celebrations. Even so, we recognize that recovery of flights coming from China is less than 50%. And therefore, we request the Civil Aeronautics Board as well as our partners in the aviation industry to help as far as accessibility coming into the Philippines and to help in the recovery of flights. Speaking of flights, I understand that the conversation on managing ticket prices is a going concern. This has been talked about not only now, but for many years now. And the solution always seems to be a long-term one. We either reclaim, we either extend the runway, or have to construct facilities that will address this problem, not now, but in the years to come. What has not found too much information or conversation in the public sphere is the fact that the airline industry is a deregulated industry by virtue of an executive order that was issued in 2011 and also in light of international treaties entered into by the Philippines. And so, it is a humble suggestion on the part of the Department of Tourism that since this is an investigation in aid of legislation, that perhaps it is high time that we revisit the regulations or lack of regulations as far as airline ticket pricing is concerned. My understanding is that the chief regulatory body of this matter is the Civil Aeronautics Board, which is why the Department of Tourism, as early as last year, presented its request to the CAB first to present a monthly index of ticket pricing for all airlines in order that there be no market shocks as far as the public is concerned, and in order that the CAB may be able to strictly implement its suggested price ceiling. Without a strict implementation of this matter and without revisiting the deregulation of the airline industry, it is very difficult on the Department of Tourism to manage a matter that is simply not within its mandate. That being said, as far as